Today on the Tiger Cub Online News, the band honors a veteran, a new Beyond the Jungle, and a bunch of books that you aren't reading but should be.
All that and more coming up on the Tiger Cub Online. Graduated from Hastings High in 2004. He attended CCC for 2 years, and after graduating from there in 2006, he joined the military. As a former band kid, Schroeder said that being in band helped him overcome ADD and his other learning disabilities and taught him the importance of leadership. Seeing this growth in Schroeder, band director Rick Maddox decided to present him the Command Coin of Excellence, saying that Schroeder is one of Hastings High's success stories.
With so many staff members at HHS, some of them don't get the credit they deserve, which is why reporter Tyler Musgrave chose to spotlight them.
And thanks for joining us in our inaugural segment, where I am highlighting a faculty member, Spanish teacher Senor Miller. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
And thanks for joining us. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you're just going to answer them as honest as can be.
All right, I'll do what I can.
All right, so where were you born?
I was born in Columbus, Nebraska.
And did you go to high school there?
I did go to high school there. I spent age 0 to 18 in Columbus, Nebraska, and graduated from Columbus High. Go Discoverers.
Where did you go to college?
I then went from Columbus High to Hastings College, and that's why I'm here now, but I went to Hastings College.
All right, what activities do you do outside of school and your work?
Outside of school, I like to watch sports and play sports with my friends. Obviously now I'm not in high school, so I don't play the organized sports, but I like to get together with my friends and play pickup basketball or frisbee or golf or watch sports on TV. I like to listen to new music and play some music. I like to play the piano a little bit to relax after a school day. I like to travel also. I've been to a few different countries. I like just kind of experiencing new cultures and seeing new countries and new people and places.
What was your first job outside of college?
My first job outside of college was teaching Spanish at Hastings High School.
Nice, nice. Do you have any plans after, like, when you're done working?
When I'm done working.
Bucket list.
My bucket list, wow. Some point I'm going to go to a World Cup. Not necessarily even a game, just to be in the atmosphere. I have a pretty good opportunity to go to Brazil this summer. I'm not sure if I'm going to follow through on that, but at some point, as far as bucket list, something I want to accomplish outside of school, that'd be one. Go to some country and travel and just be there for the World Cup, even if I don't watch a game, just to be there for the atmosphere. So maybe I could accomplish that within the next 9 months, maybe not, we'll see, but at some point in my life I want to do that.
Very cool, very cool. What is your favorite color?
My favorite color is red.
Red. Rojo.
Rojo.
Do you have a celebrity crush?
I do have a celebrity crush. Well, I have several, pretty much too many to count. But if I had to pick one to stand out, I would probably say Beyonce, and not like 2013 Beyonce, but like 1999 Destiny's Child Beyonce. That's my celebrity crush.
All right. If you could change anything about Hastings High, what would it be and why?
I think this is my third year in Hastings High now, so I've kind of seen it. I spent 4 years in high school in Columbus High as a student, and 3 years here now as a teacher. I think one thing I would change that's small, but it still kind of bugs me, is calling the first class of the day second period. I think I would change that and just call it first period. And I get why that there's a first period established for certain special classes, but maybe we could call that by a special name. And the first class of the day that most everyone has, we could call first period instead of calling the first class of the day second period.
That does get you, doesn't it?
It gets me.
And if you had a dream house, describe it and where would it be?
Where would it be when I describe it? I wouldn't want it very big because I don't like to clean, and so even when a small house, I don't like to clean. So it wouldn't be very big because I don't need a lot of space. Maybe just a little 2-story, 3 beds, you know, kind of a comfortable house. Somewhere in South America, maybe up in the Andes Mountains in Chile or in Peru or somewhere in the Andes Mountains. I don't want to live there necessarily, but my dream house that I could go visit, you know, in June and July or whatever, that would be my dream house overlooking, you know, some kind of lake or volcano up in the Andes.
So secondary house.
Secondary house, right. It's my dream house.
Your dream house, there we go. All right, do you have anything you want to add? Any facts about yourself? Anything?
No, I don't think so. I think my students are pretty, my students are nosy enough to ask me in the middle of a lesson if they want to know something about me, so I don't think I need to, you know, give away any information now. But no, I like Hastings High, and I like the community of Hastings, and I feel like it's been a good place to kind of call home after my first home, you know, being 0 to 18 years in this home. Now here, as I found a job, luckily, after college, I like being in this town, and I think I've put a lot into it, and it's given me a lot back. So.
All right. Well, thank you. And you just got the rundown on Spanish teacher Senor Miller. I'm Todd Musgrave reporting for the Tiger Cub Online. Thanks.
When students are assigned to do a presentation, there are multiple options of programs that can be used, and everything can be a little bit overwhelming.
However, there are a handful that stand apart from the rest, and reporter Erin Tillmans presents us with the evidence.
Mr. Nicolaarson and I have done iMovie since the very beginning when I got here. Video isn't new, but now we have the resources because everybody has their own laptop, so it's easier to work with video. And I think video is the way to go for presentations. You have so many things that a PowerPoint just can't tell you that video shows you. We do have kids that use Prezi, and you can insert video, audio, websites, all sorts of things that make it more interesting.
The advantage to using Google Presentations or Prezi is that they are stored on the internet and multiple people can share and work on them at one time. The general rule of thumb for any presentation is quite obvious.
Nobody wants to see a slide with 200 words on it and then have the person just read it directly off of the PowerPoint.
Due to costs, as well as students claiming that the program was ineffective, the guidance staff has decided to take ACT prep in a new direction this year with Naviance. Naviance differs from John Baylor in that instead of weekly lessons in class, students are evaluated on what they already know and are given assistance in areas in which they need it. However, the program won't be instituted anytime soon, as Counselor Jaylene Choquette has established a tentative date of September 2014. Until then, John Baylor is here to stay.
Next up, we have another installment of Beyond the Jungle, hosted by reporter Dakota Anderson.
In this month's segment, we discuss what kinds of scholarships are available to students and how to get them.
What's really nice about this website is it's fairly local.
Senior year is a year that many students look forward to. It's finally the last year of schooling and most students think that it'll be a breeze. Then senior year actually rolls around and one word consumes their minds: college. College is a really expensive time in a student's life, but it is also a very important time. To help pay for college, students need to apply for scholarships, and there are many different ones available to students.
Usually the biggest share of scholarships come from the colleges or universities that they are attending. And then after that are local scholarships that are available to students. And then finally, there are some scholarships that are based on skills and aptitudes that are available to students for different reasons.
At Hastings High School, all of our counselors are experts on the subject of scholarships. They have information regarding informational meetings and when scholarships are due.
Probably the primary places students should watch for information is on our school website, hastingspublicschools.org. And then if you go to senior high, counselors page, and finally scholarships in FAFSA, the scholarship opportunities are listed on a month-by-month basis. And students should be looking ahead always 2 or 3 months, trying to investigate which scholarships they might be applied for.
Also available to students is the Counselor's Corner that is sent out to all juniors and seniors every month. It has information about scholarships and college representative information. Senior Jake Steiner is one of the many on the fast track to college and in need of some scholarships.
Yeah, senior year has been a lot more stressful than I thought it would be, but the counselors get out the information that I need, and I know what to do because of them.
Some of the best scholarships to apply for are the ones given out by Hastings Public Schools Foundation. They are scholarships put on by HPS alumni.
Last year they gave 32 students scholarships from the senior class, and they ranged in value from $250 to $4,000. So there are 11 scholarships right now at this present time that fall under that umbrella. Students should apply for any of those that they qualify for. That's a really nice local scholarship opportunity available to our students at Hastings High.
Right now I'm applying for the Hagen Scholarship. Ms. Choquette is helping me with that. I'll also be applying for the Wilson, Johnny Baxter, HPS Foundation when that comes out, Susan T. Buffett.
Choquette says that she understands that senior year is a stressful time for students, but to always know that the counselors are there to help students in their offices as much as they can. Reporting for the Tiger Cub Online, I'm Dakota Anderson.
The choir and band departments have another achievement to add to their belts, training with French artists in residence, and I have the full story. Recently, Hastings High was visited by 3 artists in residence from France, and their impact in the school was huge both on the stage and off.
The group, collectively called the French Connection, is made up of lead singer Carrie Christ, guitarist Jumpin' Jeff Hoffman, and organ player Philippe Petit. Philippe shares his take on how the experience came to be.
About the possibility to come here to have a residence. And in fact, they were needing some French person, you know, and as I was playing with the both of them, you know, I was the French guy.
Jack Hoffman, guitar player for the group, says they came to HHS to teach students classic jazz techniques.
The way I see it here, like Philippe said, we don't have a lot of time to really get in deeply. And I recognize as well that when I was your age, the music we played was still popular. That is, it was everywhere. It was on the radio. You go to the corner bar, there were still bands playing live. And now it's moved to another level where jazz has become almost like America's classical music. So it's a cultural thing.
Band director Aaron Beeve was ecstatic about the changes he saw in the students resulting from the experience.
Already kind of inspired some kids to do some different things, to maybe get out of their comfort zone a little bit, giving them some practical techniques that they're going to be able to use in our own performances later on down the line, things that'll last.
The week-long lesson culminated in 2 performances, an assembly in front of the entire school, and a concert dedicated to veterans. The artists may be gone for now, but Beeve hopes the lessons they taught will stay rooted in students' minds.
They're going to forget these tunes in 6 or 8 months, but hopefully they remember the techniques that they learned in these tunes and they can apply them to all the things that they do in the future.
Nathanael Sass, the Tiger Cub Online.
Ever wonder if there were some great books you should be reading instead of lying around all day like a sad blob? Well, there's an article up on the Tiger Cub Online's website written by Georgia Geary that lists some such books.
With over 20,000 books in the HHS library, picking one is a little bit intimidating. Books like Unbroken and the Private series are especially popular. Books of all kinds can be checked out, including fiction, nonfiction, graphic novels, and how-tos and more. Finally, reporter Chandler Fierlo has polled students on their top 10 books from the HHS library. We're going to run down the list. Clocking in at number 10 is I'll Be There by Holly Goldberg Salone.
Number 9 is any Ellen Louise Hopkins book.
Number 8 is Any Book by Lauren Kate.
Number 7 is the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan.
Number 6 is The Absolutely True Diary of the Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alex.
Number 5 is Divergent by Veronica Roth.
Number 4 is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green.
3 is Eleanor in Park by Rainbow Rowell.
And number 2 is 13 Reasons Why by John Asher.
And number 1 is drumroll please, The Maze Runner by James Dashner.
With a new basketball coach and changes in the wrestling district, sports are a busy subject here at Hastings High School, but sports director Tyler Musgrave has it all under control. Right, Tyler?
Thanks, Brenna. There have been many changes to the coaching staffs at Hastings High School. One of those changes is new boys basketball coach Lance Creech, who began his new chapter on November 18th. As former Hastings College coach, Creech knows how to be successful on the court. As the season is rapidly approaching, his main focus at this point in time is keeping the tough defense the Tigers have shown in the past, while improving their offensive part of the game. Our very own Tyler Musgrave went out and got a solid interview with Coach Creech.
There will be a new leader up front for the Tiger boys basketball team this year. Former Hastings College boys basketball coach Lance Creech has stepped into the Hastings High program hungry for some success.
I would like, just to see us get better each and every day. Day by day, we get better and better. Will, kind of be our slogan going in, and just establishing the expectations on and off the court, in the classroom, in the community, what we want to do or what we want to be known as a basketball program, and hopefully continue to develop young men and to the next phase of their life, which will hopefully be a postgraduate or post-high school education.
Coach Creech has some big plans for the Tigers, but first they must work on their offensive side of the game.
Well, we're going to have to continue to remain as good as they've been defensively. I think Coach Rosno did a very good job of really establishing a good defensive mindset, very aggressive, very physical on the defensive end. I would like to see us make a change offensively to be a little bit more of an up-tempo team, and to do that, you've got to be able to run, pass, and catch first and foremost. So hopefully we'll be able to instill those things and play at a little bit faster pace or tempo on the offensive end.
The Tiger boys basketball team opens its season December 5th in Seward. I'm Tyler Musgrave reporting for the Tiger Cub Online. See you later.
The girls basketball team was looking for a better output in the win column. Both the boys and the girls basketball teams opened their seasons December 5th in Seward. On another note, the Tiger swim team is ready to dive in and make some waves. Coming off an impressive season last year, the Tigers can't be more electrified to start its propel towards state. As for the wrestling team, the high hopes of bettering their ranks are upon them. After taking 8 guys to the state wrestling tournament, the Tigers placed 2 wrestlers. Nolan Laus was the Class A 106-pound champion, while fellow sophomore Brandon Kyle took home a 4th place medal in the 113-pound weight class. The Tigers took 15th overall at the Nebraska State Championship. The Tiger wrestling team opens with their first invitational at Kearney on December 7th. I sat down with head wrestling coach Brian Laux to hear what he had to say on some things concerning the changes to the program.
The Hastings High Tigers wrestling team is subject to some changes to the program this year. One change is a move to a new district, which includes Columbus, Elkhorn South, Lincoln High, Lincoln North Star, Omaha North, and Omaha Northwest. So the Hastings Tiger wrestling team, even with the returning state champion Nolan Laux, will have some pretty strong competition this year. Head coach Brian Laux said that even though the team has a tough district, they should be fine because they see a number of teams throughout the season.
Well, I think with the situation in Class A with a serpentine district, every year our district will have different teams in it. So, throughout the year we end up seeing a number of those Class A teams. Our schedule is set up that way. Just with our schedule, that allows us to see all those Class A teams. So, with the different teams that we see throughout the year, it's not that big of a deal.
Coach Laux thinks that the team has a good shot at an impressive season this year, even with having a top contending team in Omaha North in their district.
Well, looking at the teams that we have, I think you look at Omaha North is going to be coming in, and they're going to be highly ranked, probably 3 or 4 in the state. And then, you have some other teams that will be vying for the top spot as well. And I think we have a great opportunity to do that.
The schedule changes will result in the loss of 2 home duels. This means the Tigers will have only 1 home duel. Districts are at home for the first time in several years, offering a good opportunity for the team to show off their skills for their hometown.
Well, I think this year, with only having 1 duel with Columbus in December, it gives us an opportunity to show off what you guys can do, and it's just great for the community too to have the district tournament, and it brings a lot of people in the community as well. So we're excited about hosting it.
Reporting for the Tiger Cub Online, I'm Kylie Mon.
A large number of Hastings High students compete in sports outside of what's sponsored at school. This month we are featuring senior Caleb Nugent, who is a leader in the sport of MMA.
At HHS, sometimes students believe that if you are involved in an out-of-school activity, then it is not considered a sport.
But that is not the case for senior Caleb Nugent, who is just one of few students who is pursuing the sport of mixed martial arts.
The sport of mixed martial arts takes tremendous amounts of training and devotion.
Caleb sat down with us to discuss his training and what it takes to compete.
It's a 6-week camp. The first 2 weeks you start out pretty light, and then the last 4 weeks it picks up. The intensity is pretty high. There's a lot of hard sparring and getting hit in the face.
Caleb's idea of getting hit in the face is much different than most people's.
The numerous hours of training he puts in are being used to perfect his skills and to better himself for tougher opponents in the future.
Caleb's training started back when he was only just starting middle school.
And he has used all of that time to improve his skills and to put them to the test after college.
I plan on wrestling in college, and after that moving to Glendale, Arizona, training out of the lab, hopefully making it big.
When people say that if it isn't offered as a school sport, then it isn't a school sport, remember this.
Every sport out there can have the potential to further aid you in other school sports, even if it isn't offered at your school.
And for Caleb, wrestling is a sport that aids his fighting.
Wrestling is a big part of fighting, and coming from a wrestling background definitely helps fighting. Plus, jiu-jitsu helps your hips a lot, which helps wrestling.
Currently holding a title belt and many more to come, Caleb's focus on MMA has made him a standout athlete in the sport.
Reporting for the Tiger Cub Online, I'm Kylie Mon.
And I'm Wyatt Davis.
That's it for this week for Tiger Sports. I'm Kylie Mon. Keep repping the black and orange, and always remember, go Tigers. Brenna and Nathanael, back to you.
Thanks for joining us for another Tiger Cub Online broadcast. You can visit our site at tigercubonline.org, and the links to all the stories we talked about are in the description of this video.
You can follow us on Twitter at Tiger Cub News or like us on Facebook at the Tiger Cub Online. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next month.